This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity.
Isaac is going to join us now in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Isaac, how can we help?
Yeah, good afternoon, Ken.
Good afternoon.
I just want to say that I really appreciate the free resource that you guys provide. It's a lot of wisdom and guidance for some young people like me and people that are just looking for help.
Well, thank you for saying that. We're glad you're here today. How can we help?
Yeah, so I'll give you my situation and then I'll ask my question at the end. So I'm 24 years old. I'm on baby step 3B /4. I don't plan to buy a house in the next 18 to 24 months. So currently I'm renting and putting 15% of my salary towards retirement. Right now I've got 4% in my HSA and 11% towards my Roth 401k. And so if you were in my shoes, would you recommend that I continue to put that 15% towards a retirement and then have a smaller amount set towards a down payment in the future? Or would you put either more towards a down payment or even more than 15% towards retirement, since I'm not planning to buy in the next year or so?
When are you planning to buy? Like if you had your way, when would you want to buy?
Probably two years from now.
Okay, so I just reverse engineer it. I'd say if I want to be sitting in the house 2 years from now, then I'd ask myself, okay, how much would that house cost? That way I can figure out what the down payment would be, and then I can work it backwards and say, okay, let's pretend I need to put $80,000 down. How long is it going to take me to get that? And if you run that math, you might find, okay, I do need to start now. And something tells me, yeah, if you want to do it comfortably, you might want to start now. And here's the thing. Here's your options. You either start now and you do a mix of, I do a little bit, you've done the calculator and you say, okay, I'm going to put $500 away every month towards this, and the rest goes towards baby step 4. You might find you can do both. You might find that you can do the full 15% and put aside.
I was thinking, can we dive into your numbers a little bit, Isaac? What is your take home?
Yeah, you bet.
What's your take home?
Yeah, I was actually just about to mention that I've got the Ramsey Solutions calculator in front of me. I've got how much can I afford? And
yes, perfect.
With my take home pay per month, I'm bringing in $4,800 a month.
Okay.
And so that would allow me, according to your guys' calculator, to afford a house that's in the range of $116,000. So that's $1,200 a month for mortgage.
Yeah. But before we get to that, I want to stay on this line here. So $4,800 a month is your take home. How much margin do you have after you take care of all your necessities? Because you started off the call saying I'm in 3B4, and I'm just curious what kind of margin you have after you're taking care of necessities.
Yep, just under $1,300 per month.
Is that including the 15% to retirement, or is that excluding that?
Yep.
Oh, well, so then I'm with Jake.
Including the 15%. And then I've got, that's just over $1,000 that's going towards my HSA and 401k.
Okay,
Right.
so you're putting around $720 into investing, and then after that, you still have $1,300. I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Okay,
so
I think you were on the right track.
Yeah, if I'm you, I'm doing both. How much, when you do the calculator, how much does it say your down payment needs to be?
Down payment is $23,300.
Okay, and so then run it back. What's that divided by 24 months?
Yeah. Well, and so I guess
bingo.
Maybe this adds a wrinkle, maybe it doesn't.
Okay.
But I've got $36,000 currently saved up, just kind of for in the future. I might be getting married, might want to have a wedding ring,
and that's not your 3 to 6 months expenses. That's just extra.
Correct. So that's on top of the 3 to 6 months of expenses.
Are you seeing anybody, or is this just hypothetical?
That's a bit of a funky story there, but not.
Oh, I kind of like to know.
I want to know too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's prioritize this. Let's pretend we had to make a list of priorities, because essentially that's what we're doing. First on the list is investing. Yeah. That's a green check. Yep. Next on the list is it a house, or is it the future Mrs. Isaac?
Are you asking or saying?
I'm
asking.
You tell me the priorities, because that lets me know if this $36,000 is up for grabs or if it's not.
Yeah. In other words, are you buying a house for you, or are you just going to wait until we get serious and we're ready to get married?
Yeah, I've got a buddy of mine from church who's allowing me to rent for relatively cheap. So currently, I don't see a lot of reason to buy a house for myself right now, and so I've kind of got this the $36,000 in a high yield savings account, and fortunately or unfortunately, it's kind of just sitting there and getting 4.5% on growth.
That's fine. I think for you, where you're at, you're definitely at less than a 5-year play, I think. If you were like, Jade, this is more than 5 years out, I'd say go ahead and invest it. But I think it's a less than 5-year play. And if I were you, I'd do the priority. I'd keep investing, number one. I'd keep the $36,000 exactly where it's at. And you could label it wifey, wedding, whatever, life to be, down payment. And then say, okay, I'm also going to save an additional $12,000 each year to put with that, so that when the time comes, I can do engagement ring, put towards a wedding, and put towards a down payment.
Don't forget the honeymoon.
Well, let somebody else buy your honeymoon. Yeah. That's a gift.
Really? Yeah.
I think so.
Is that a thing?
Quick question with that. Would you ever recommend putting more than 15% towards retirement at this point? At
this point, no, but later on, definitely. The one question I had for you, Isaac, is I thought I heard you say, when you told me the mix of what you're investing was, it sounded like you were putting more towards your HSA than your Roth 401k, and that was a question mark for me. Why are you doing that, if I understood correctly?
Ooh, no, so I've got 4% towards my HSA, so that's the maximum that I can contribute to my HSA.
Okay.
And 11% towards my Roth 401k.
And yeah, my question is, why wouldn't you just max the Roth 401k first? Because it's the better investment vehicle, unless you have a health situation I don't know about.
No, I guess what I had heard is that an HSA, you got triple tax advantage. And
you do.
I figured that I would max that out and then put the other 11% of the 15% towards my Roth.
You do. It is triple tax advantaged, but all in all, if I were going to go in the order of best practice investing, I would max out the Roth 401k first, simply because it is Roth status, and it's not just for medical situations. Now, don't get me wrong, your HSA will convert at age 65 to regular retirement, but until then, the truth is it would be caught up in medical expenses. So unless you were like, hey, Jade, trust me, I need this because I go to the doctor a lot or whatever, I would do a Roth 401k first, and then I'd go to a Roth IRA, and then I'd go to an HSA. I'd let that be my final option. Okay,
so you would go Roth 401k and a Roth IRA.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a match on your Roth 401k?
Yep, and so I'm already hitting that match.
Okay, yeah. I'd max that bad boy out, go to the Roth IRA, and then I'd probably do the HSA last. It's still a great vehicle, but for what you get and access to it, I'd start with the others first.
Yeah. Congrats, by the way, young man. I mean, listen, you got your act together. I mean, yeah, you really do.
And by the way, what I was saying, I just want to clarify that, Ken. I'm just happy you're investing.
Right.
Like, if you take that advice, if you don't, you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
It was just me splitting hairs.
Yeah, you're so early in the game. And so whatever your romantic situation is, we're rooting for you on the timeline. But I love just stacking that money. Just stack the money. Because eventually you're going to get a house.
Yep.
Whoever the missus is or whatever, and so love that you got the low-cost rent. Love that. Love your discipline.
Good job.
Yeah, hope that cleared everything up for you, man. But wow, he's going to be winning big.
Don't you wish we had done this earlier?
At 23, 24 years of age, are you kidding me right now? But alas, we're helping others.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. To learn more about investing, visit RamseySolutions.com/investing or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.